Do you remember? Do you remember when we went to space camp?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. It's like the only camp I ever went to.
So that space camp, the one time.
Mm-hmm.
How come you never went to like another camp?
It's too expensive.
Oh. The space camp was pretty pricey. I remember my mom, like having to get another job to send me to space camp.
Wow.
Like she was like, I gotta work this other job if you want to go to space camp. Like when I was a kid, it didn't occur to me like what it took to send me to space camp. Mm-hmm. Like now, like if I had a kid and he wanted to go to space camp, I'd tell him no.
Just straight up no?
Well, yeah, because I mean, I know how. I mean, I understand. Like I'm old enough to comprehend how expensive it is, and so like I wouldn't.
Well, then you're the one paying for it. I think that's more like.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, I didn't care. But man, I did love it.
Yeah.
It was like the. What does that mean?
It was all right. I mean.
That was where we met.
Well, I mean, yeah, that part was great. The rest of it pretty much blew.
Well, why didn't you like space camp?
Well, I guess for one, I felt like it was bullshit. I was told it was space camp, and we stayed in like a dormitory in Cape Canaveral the whole damn time. I never once got to go to space.
They can't send kids to space.
Then they should call it something else, dude.
We were training to like go to space. Like we were like junior astronauts. We even had the little sticker badge.
We were training to go to space?
We did the same types of things.
How many of us are astronauts? How many of us are astronauts, dude?
I don't know. I didn't keep in touch with the class, but I'm sure.
Are you an astronaut?
No.
Am I an astronaut?
No.
Okay. Well, how's that training going?
Well, the fact that we're not astronauts isn't space camp's fault. I mean, that has to be the period between like 15 and 21 when we got like baked every day.
Space camp seems like it was a big jip, like a complete waste of time and money, and it's probably the reason. I mean, it's probably the reason your parents aren't together anymore. And I mean, if I had parents, they probably wouldn't be together anymore either. So.
Yeah, how did your granddad afford that? Like, I don't think space camp like gypped us because I think there was a lot of cool stuff there. Like
what?
Cindy being one, but I did think when I was a kid that going to space camp was gonna be like Flight of the Navigator. The coolest part in Flight of the Navigator and the thing that I wanted to do the most was in Flight of the Navigator, he flies the plane, the spaceship thing over to this like kid who used to like pick on him, and they like open the thing and he burns him, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that to Jeff Tinkin. And I wanted to like from space camp fly the thing over and then like burn him in front of like a group of girls and then leave, and then like I mean it would have been really satisfying.
Yeah. Instead you fingered Cindy in the cafeteria. And guess who was sitting next to you? This guy. And guess who were the two guys that got sent home early from space camp? These guys. And guess who never got to go to camp again after that? This guy. Any camp. I couldn't even go to fat camp.
You just said...
They won't even let me go to fat camp. That was like a health thing. That was like a health thing.
Wait a minute.
She wouldn't even let me go to fat camp.
I'm the reason...
Yeah.
You just said that you didn't ever want to go to another camp because you hated it.
Well...
But now I've always been the reason that you couldn't go to camp again?
Yeah, I hated it because of the bad experience I had with you.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I've never seen Fly the Navigator.
Who are you texting?
Just Anthony.